Before the actual video start, I just want to say that this is a 100% opinionated video, where I just share my opinion about all these themes, and anything that I'm saying here is facts, or at least not everything. Of course, I'm gonna talk to you about some things that happened in these 30 years of K-pop actual facts, but it's a video where I'm gonna give my own opinion. When you really start to know K-pop, and you really start to get into it, you find something that was never seen in any musical industry: the positions in a group. But in all of those positions, the ones that we find more strange or weirder are the visuals. And we start thinking, like, give a position to a person just because she is pretty? Because when we compare K-pop groups with Western groups, there are any fixed positions, of course, that have some members that are more charismatic, others sing more, but they aren't fixed, much less to the person that is the most attractive or prettier. In K-pop, the positions are fixed, such when we research a group on the internet there are the positions in each member profile, like the main dancer, lead vocalist, etc. But first of all, what is a visual in a K-pop group? The visual person is defined by the company, and this is an official position from K-pop. We are talking about Korea, the most homogeneous country in the world, where the rate of immigrants and the proportion of people who are not of Asian descent is almost minimal. But now, because of the ascendancy of K-pop, Koreans are seeing more foreign people, of course. Because before, they almost didn't see people like us, different from them. And we know how the standard of beauty there is completely restricted, not to mention that physical appearance has always held an utmost importance in Korean culture. So summing up, what are the visuals? The visual is a role in a K-pop group, given to the member that best fits Korean beauty standards, typically displaying pale skin, large eyes with double eyelids, a slim chin, among other traits such as the type of body, type of mouth, etc. If you don't fit those standards, or at least most of them, you are automatically ugly to Korean netizens. The visual position is one of the most important in one group, and one of the most essential. And when I see that people say that the visual role is not important and that it is unnecessary, it's not true at all, and is one of the most popular unpopular opinions. It's not just because the person is pretty that she received that position. I mean, it is, but if you work that person well, it can change the history of one group. We all know that K-pop, it's not just a music style. When we get into it, we see that it's much more than that. It's a lifestyle. So when we think about the positions in K-pop, the visuals are not just responsible for being the ones that are the prettiest or the one that fits more the Korean beauty standards, but if well worked, she will be the one that will do advertising campaigns, will appear in variety shows, will act in doramas, will do some tip on some TV show, and that will make that person famous among the Korean media and Korean netizens. And all these things can leverage the group's image, cause the person makes these things, not in their name, but yes in the name of the group. And I usually say that visuals are the gateways to a K-pop group, cause a visual can literally save one group, and I have some examples for you. K from EXO is extremely well worked. He already did doramas, is in various advertising campaigns, and a lot of people got to know the group through him. Cause people saw him in some dorama, or in one outdoor, and that person sees that he is on EXO, and start to get into the group. We have another example of HyunA from I.O.I, where her pose in a Pepsi advertisement exploded South Korea. Literally, all K-pop idols already made that pose, and is the typical pose that friends make on photos to post on Instagram. And that literally made I.O.I blow up in their careers. The most classical case where a visual literally saved her group of the disband, Hani from EXID. We all know about this story where just one fancam saved the group that was almost disbanding. This fancam viralized in all K-pop, and that changed the story of the group, making EXID one of the biggest groups in Korea, and making the song Up and Down one of the biggest hits of all K-pop. And when people start to get into those groups, they see how every member is so talented, and start to stand them. And guys, I know the visual is not the only one who makes the group successful, okay? because sometimes visuals do not stand out in the line distribution in the group, but they are a huge help to the groups and you can't say it's a lie. When a visual is well worked, he can be the key to the success of a group. But when the company can't work that visual, it can be a huge problem. And the Suzy Case is a perfect example of this one. Suzy from Miss A has a solo career that was much more superior than the group's fame, cause she had a lot of solo works, a lot of dramas, a lot of movies, a lot of things where her fame grew up more than the group's fame. And JYP didn't knew how to work that for the group to blow up with her. You always need to make the groups blow up together with that visual. You put that person in a drama and in an advertisement, but then you make your group have a comeback to make all of the members be successful with the visual. You know what I want to say? But the problem with Suzy is that she had a giant career out of Miss A, but in the group was only her. She was the one that was in the thumbnail, who sang the most. It was not her fault at all, but the company just couldn't make Suzy's image in favor of the group. But we have cases where the visuals are not well used at all. BTS had to work a lot to be where they are now. But I think if the company had worked well Jin's visuals, that fame could have come much faster. Cause guys, Jin's visuals are no joke at all. His visuals literally break career, and I think if Hype had put him in some drama or in some commercial at the beginning of BTS career, they could have reached that fame faster. Such when BTS won the prizes on Billboard 2017, they became mondial artists. One of the things that blew up the fame of the group was when V won the most beautiful face in the world, cause the visuals are important. I think everyone dreams to be as beautiful as idols are. But visuals suffer a lot, and it's not just because they are pretty that you will say that they can't be sad with their appearance or whatever. The International Society of Aesthetic Plastic Surgery reports that in Korea were over 650,000 operations of plastic surgery conducted in the year 2011 alone. Undeniably, the social pressure to fit beauty standards and be conventionally attractive is high. The member who fills a visual role is held to high standards. Often, when netizens find subjectively that the visual idol doesn't meet those arbitrary standards, they become a target for cyberbullying, even more so than other members of the group. Some visuals are criticized for being unable to adequately sing or rap, and have been accused of being scouted into the group as a visual solely for their looks. These comments would take a massive toll on anyone's mental health, especially that of idols, who are already experiencing pressure from multiple other aspects of their lives. Sometimes that commentaries have horrible consequences in those idols' lives, and I make this video for people who think visuals are just pretty faces that do not add anything to the group, and at the same time to people start to think a little bit in their words to these idols. Oh, and Happy New Year.